going to show you a little bit about how to navigate our course. There's some features that I want to point out and some ways that you can really improve your success in the course if you follow and pay attention to some of these features. So to get started, I'm going to show you a little bit about just the home page. On the home page, you can access the modules immediately, the syllabus, my contact information, and receive help from a variety of resources like our writing center, our technology support, any of those just by clicking on those icons. To the right of there, you're going to see upcoming assignments that have their due dates. You may see a lot of these, and I want you to know that many of my assignments not only are short and brief, but they give you the opportunity to reflect on your learning and to correct any errors that you make. So if you're noticing that there's maybe 5 or 6 assignments due within the week, browse them. Take a look at how much they really are asking of you. Oftentimes, I like one assignment for one item. That way I can give you feedback and you can make those corrections in time to do better on the next ones. You'll also see what's coming up right beneath that, and you can even view that in calendar form. First, I want to go ahead and get started just by looking at the syllabus. So I'm going to click on this icon, but you can also access the syllabus by clicking in the toolbar to the left there. When you take our syllabus quiz, that's one of the first things you have to do in the course. Make sure that you have the syllabus open. I don't expect you to memorize the syllabus, but I do expect you to be able to reference it. So definitely take a look at the syllabus, have it open. The quiz highlights some of the most important content. Beyond that, the other most important element in the syllabus page is the course calendar. And I want to show you just how it's set up so you can put all these dates in your planners and really have an understanding of what's expected and when it's expected. So the first week, I'm opening the course early, but you do have assignments due on February 1st. That's not really a module for the course. It's really just introducing you to the content. I call it 0 week. So in here, our topic is for you to understand the course expectations and be prepared to learn online. The module, everything within the module, the content pages, discussion boards, the quizzes are due at that date, February 1st. All of this is what I consider formative learning. This is the process by which you're learning how to learn. You're learning what is the content that's needed in the course. The summative assignments are the major assignments, and these are the most important concepts that you need to make sure that you have done. Oftentimes what you're going to see is that not every week, if we look down here by March 29th and April 5th, there is no summative. You just have the learning module. But on other weeks, for example, on February 22nd, you have your first major assignment due the following day. Everything leading up to that, these modules that end on February 22nd, will be used to help you produce your first summative. That's your first essay. CRE101 is an L-designated course, which means you will have to write. Well over 50% of the assignments, the grade of this course, have to be in academic written form. That being said, your first assignment will be due the following day, February 23rd. All module work is due on a Thursday. All major assignments will be due the following Friday, that next Friday. I'm on campus on Fridays. I also have an open lab in LC 370 from 9 to 10:30. You can drop in. You don't have to schedule an appointment, and you can use the computers there. You can ask me questions. I know some of you are not able to come to campus, but for those of you who are on campus, this is an additional support service that I offer to all of my students. Please feel free to use that, especially if you're not having success in some of the summatives or you're not quite sure what to do. I'm going to X out of here and go back to the modules. Now this is where you're going to contain most of your learning. Almost every time you log in, this is really where you're going, is to the modules. In fact, I don't want you clicking just on the assignment that you see coming up or to do on the right side. I need you to go through all this because this is where you learn the content of the course. In an online course, you're responsible for learning that on your own. And that's where these pages are. Now, it looks like there's a lot of pages. But the trigger warning, for example, is only about 2 or 3 sentences in length. So please don't be concerned by the length. Make sure that you do click through them. I try to make them brief so you stay engaged. The Smarter Measure survey is the link here. This will take you directly to that survey. The assessment is where I enter your points for taking that. There's nothing else that you need to do on this portion of it. Below there, you're going to see some more information. I have these isolated so that if all of a sudden you are in a predicament where you may have a late assignment, you can easily reference it instead of having to look back through the syllabus or look through several pages of information. You see the syllabus quiz here, as well as another action item that I need you to complete here. And lastly, the class introductions. All of these need to be completed by February 1st, these 3 items in addition to Smarter Measure assessment, in order to remain enrolled in the course. This course has high demand. Students who are not actively participating during that first class period will be considered absent, will be considered unenrolled, inactive, and dropped from the class so that we can make sure that students who are willing to work and ready to work can be registered for the section. First module is analyzing and annotating, and I want to just point out 2 really important things. Number 1, all of my quizzes, you have the opportunity to take more than once. So, if you are unsuccessful the first time, or maybe you just have a 9 out of 10 and not a 10 out of 10, definitely take it another time. There's no penalty. If you score lower the second time, it will automatically take your highest score. My quizzes are designed to be learning check-ins. I don't expect you to have the content mastered. I expect you to be learning it and making those corrections so that you can improve and you can master it for that written component. Likewise, when you go to write a discussion board for me, oftentimes it's going to look like you're the first person there. In reality, you likely aren't. There's only going to be one person who's the first person there. But what I do is I hide all of the responses until you make your post. Why? Because I want to see what you can do on your own. And once you post your reply, and you go through all the levels of Bloom's taxonomy for this one, you will then see my response. And this is a way of you being able to reflect and monitor your work. So here's my response, which you can see is really incomplete. Don't do that. And here is the instructor, my work. And this is where I'm showing you exactly what is expected of this. And I've told you to reply to your original post, reflect on the similarities and differences between your post and mine to earn full credit. In doing so, you're showing me what you are learning. So here I would say, wow, I really messed up. I didn't specifically include each level of Bloom's taxonomy, nor did I assign a specific strategy implemented while annotating. After reading your discussion post, I see that each level has specific reading strategies that if I don't implement may negatively affect my reading comprehension. And I'm going to make sure that every word is spelled correctly. Remember, this is not a text message between you and your friends. This is academic writing. You are submitting this as a reflection of what you know and what you are capable of doing. So please make sure that you are presenting yourself in an academic and professional manner. When I post my reply, what I have done here is I have not only shown what I was capable of doing, so me as the instructor, I know, wow, test student didn't understand Bloom's taxonomy at all. They made some good reflections afterwards. I know that they see that they made some errors, but really this is an area that maybe I should intervene, sending you a message, asking, if we can call, have a phone conversation, have a Skype conversation, or even have you come into my office if you're capable of doing that, and that we can address the errors in the work that you had originally produced. This is the formative learning. This is why I have you. I allow you the opportunity to earn full credit by making those corrections. I understand learning online can be challenging. Not everything is communicated in manners in which people know the expectations or what to do. So I encourage you to do your best. Know that you can always make corrections in my class, except for on the summative assignments. Those are the major assignments. You get one chance to do those. You need to do those well the first time. So being proactive instead of reactive on summative assignments is important. But while you're learning the content, you're teaching yourself online, Know that mistakes happen. That's how you change your way of thinking. That's how you demonstrate learning. In doing so, that should really prepare you for those summative assignments. I give you strategies, I give you some examples, but if at any time you're confused, I am always accessible through email. I respond during the work week, Monday through Friday, usually within 24 hours of any emails, oftentimes much sooner than that. On the weekends, I sometimes will respond to the emails within the same day, but I do give myself the 48 hours. So if you email me on Friday afternoon, it's likely you will not hear back from me until Sunday evening. If you email me on a Saturday, you may not hear back from me until Monday. This is also why your assignments are due on Thursday and Friday. I will be more accessible and available to respond to any of your questions during the week than I am on the weekends. You can always work ahead, but I encourage you not to work too far ahead, because if you are working too far ahead, you're not getting the feedback from me. And that feedback you will see in the first module on how to get feedback on assignments. So take a look at that. The feedback's listed in your grades. You can set your notifications up in Canvas so that you're notified when I make comments or I grade assignments. I encourage you to take some time doing that and looking through those items as well. I look forward to working with you. We're going to have a wonderful semester, and if you have any questions, you know where to reach me.